And we are officially live. And hello, everyone. Happy Labor Day here in the States. This is your host here, Shawn A. White, coming back to you with another exclusive episode here on Transformation Greatness, along with SBN, the Small Business Network podcast. And to my right here, we have a very special guest. This has been long overdue, and this is going to be so exciting because we are speaking with someone that I consider to be world class, and she also have brought on her partner as well. In which this is going to be exciting, guys. This is going to be super exciting. So, do me a favor, if you will. If you're catching this live, please put in the hashtag live. Let us all know exactly where you're tuning in from. And then, of course, if you catch this on a replay, because of course it's Labor Day, you're probably doing other stuff. It's all good. Put in hashtag replay. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And also, if you have gotten any values or takeaways from this. But with no further ado, you guys know me. It's not about me. I'd like to get into our next guest here, which is someone that we had the pleasure of meeting on another platform, if you will. And of course, with in business, there's transition, things do happen, but yet this young lady has continued to elevate. She is doing amazing and fantastic things in the space, and I am so super happy and proud of her. She is an Alberta Canadian native. She is the COO, the CEO, and every other OO you want to mention. Okay. And I'm telling you guys, if I were you, I'm just saying, if I were you, I would grab a pen and a piece of paper, take notes, and ask questions because we truly have greatness in the room along with her husband. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jesselyn and Brian Pearson, the owners of Discover Life by Design. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show.
Thank you
Thank
for having
you.
us.
Great
Awesome.
introduction. Thanks, Shawn.
Thank you. I do my best. I do my best. So let's go ahead and dive into this thing. So if you guys can just introduce yourselves, tell the listening audience about more of who you are and what you do, that'll be amazing. So take it away.
All right. Well, as you mentioned, I'm Jesselyn. It's my husband, Brian Pearson, and we coach individuals and couples on how to build their wealth. So we did this ourselves through real estate. We're huge advocates of real estate. And as we transitioned in life, we wanted to get out of the corporate hectic sectors and we wanted to build a life by design, hence the name in our title. And that meant more time freedom, more freedom to be able to pick up and drop off our kids to sports and schools and events, as well as location freedom. We want to be able to work from wherever it is we want to work from at that time. And in there, we just realized we have so many resources and so much knowledge to offer others on how to build their wealth so they can have this freedom as well, that we went and decided we built our company and our brand on it. We built a program for individuals and couples, and we also launched our podcast back in January.
Mhm.
Wow, you guys have been extremely busy. Let the record show. Wow. Wow. You know what? That is amazing. And that I want to say I want to commend you all for really just making that happen because you have a lot of people that would dream, right, and say one day maybe it'll happen, but for the fact that you guys said, you know what, we're going to make this happen and really go through the steps of really creating this is something most certainly to be commended on. I'm just curious here, and I'm not sure if this is a question that I sent to you guys, but for me, I guess, what inspired you to really come with that? Because I think you touched on that. So maybe you can elaborate a bit more on that, either yourself or Brian, if you want to answer that question.
Sure. I think what originally inspired me was I really wanted to empower women. to live a life they love. And to do that, you need money. And whether that means getting out of a crappy job, a horrible relationship, having more time with your kids. I mean, everyone's different, but it doesn't matter what your dream is, you need money to do it. And so that is where I really stemmed and started building and joining communities and giving back in that area. And then also over time, as we've been in real estate rooms and communities, we found people always came to us and said, "How do you do it together? My wife's not interested. I can't have this conversation with my partner. He doesn't want to do it," whatever it may be. And we finally went, you know what? Let's teach, let's show them how we did it, how we built a business. We built our real estate portfolio, still raising two young boys. Our boys right now are 8 and 11, and have a healthy marriage doing it together. And so that's when we built our business and really ramped up our program.
Wow.
Say there. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, 1,000%. In which, man, that's awesome. Like, how does, I guess, then a person find that balance? Because just like you mentioned, a lot of times in that situation, either the other spouse doesn't really want to be a part of that, or they say, "Oh, we too busy. How we going to do it? We got the kids." So, how does a person incorporate all that and still maintain a healthy, marriage, right, and a happy marriage, and incorporating business? How does all that
A
happen?
lot of trial and error is how it happened. Yeah. Years and years of trial and error, a lot of personal development. Part of the reason, like Jess said, is people kept coming to us and saying, "How do you do it?" And
Right.
so we just literally reverse engineered our life through all that trial and error and all the heartaches and everything that we went through, and built the program out of it so that people that we coach and people we support can skip it all and just do it all in 12 weeks and get to where we are now today. And instead of having to spend years and years trying to figure it out.
Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, welcome again to another special episode here on Transformation Greatness, along with SBN, the Small Business Network podcast. And we have here Jocelyn as well as Brian Pearson. Can you walk us through as far as with your course, right? Because you said it's 12 weeks. Don't give them the whole kit and caboodle, obviously, right? But can you give them a snippet on what a person can expect? What is like your initial consultation, if you will, your whole entire process with that?
Sure. What we found in our own relationship is that it doesn't matter how focused you are on wealth or what level of wealth you're at, like whether you're already a millionaire or you're just starting out. If you and your partner aren't on the same page, you're gonna stagnate no matter what level you're at. So you might be a millionaire wanting to go higher. You might be wanting to start out getting to a millionaire. And you're going to be like two horses pulling in the opposite direction and creating zero force. So what we did in our program is pretty well the first half of the whole program is just getting you guys, like the couple that we coach, on the same page. The last half is the actual work of, okay, how are we going to get you wealthy? Like what works for you and your family? How are we going to buy you more time? How are we going to find you more money? How are we going to transplant you to a different city if that's one of your goals? Whatever your goals are. So I think a lot of people get a little confused by that at the beginning because they want to see the dollar signs. But those dollar signs ain't coming if you and your partner can't go in the same direction. That's the very first thing that has to happen.
So if I understand you correctly, Brian, so you guys focus on the person, you focus on the mindset, you focus on the emotional aspect, and then the second half, you focus on more so the strategy on how you're going to go about it and getting more. You know what? I like that because to me, I think that's very unconventional because just like you said, most people, when they have that consultation, they want to know, like, can you give me instant results immediately, right? And more so about the money. It's all about the money. Forget about everything else. As long as, you can guarantee me, quote unquote, to make an extra 10, 20, 30, 50, whatever the case is, then I'm on board. And that's not realistic, I don't think.
No, we put in the foundation. We get the relationship, the family, the environment all rock solid first, so that you can build whatever you want on top of it.
Yeah.
Anything you can imagine can now get stacked on top of that, and you can go.
Wow. I got a question for you as well, and thank you for that. My understanding is this, and correct me if I'm wrong, that in Canada, most Canadians are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Conservative, right? So,
Probably.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
Okay. So, with that being said, do you guys receive a lot of, I guess, a lot of, that's what I'm looking for here. Help me out here. With your course and how the way you guys do business, do you get a lot of positive feedback as far as from your fellow Canadians, or is this more times resistance or pushback on that?
I would say initially it's a lot of resistance and pushback. Canadians, as you said, are like conservative. We're a little bit shyer, I guess you could say, than our American counterparts.
Okay.
We find down in the U.S., it's actually a little bit easier to introduce them into the program, make them understand what it's about, because there's a mentality south of us where it's like, if you want something new, you got to do something new, right? And so like you got to go out and find what that thing is, and people hear what they want in what we're offering them. Whereas in Canada, you really have to show them where it hurts first, and as compared to like showing them where they can get to. We like, as a larger society, don't really look for how to upgrade ourselves per se. Is kind of the big difference between Canada and the United States, and that shows up in things like conservatism and what have you.
Wow, that is awesome. Jocelyn, you have anything you want to add on that, madam? I mean, COO. I apologize, Miss COO.
No, I think Brian nailed it. We are more conservative here, and one thing I really appreciated when I've been in the States several times is how open people are to self-development, to learning, to growing. In Canada, it's coming, but it's a slow trudge to get people to understand that they can have anything they want, but it starts with them, right? And that's not an easy thing to grasp when that's not how they're raised, and that's not culturally how we are educated here.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Very interesting, because I know one of my favorite mentors of all time, the late great Bob Proctor. I used to just love his teachings, and he always talk about manifestation, abundance, and everything else. But I never really heard him speak about as far as when he was in Canada, as far as on how that experience was when he was actually teaching the workshops. But based upon what you guys just stated, that makes sense, because I'm pretty sure he tried his darndest and his best, but because he was so conservative, he was like, you know what? In order for me to really make a major impact, I have to go outside. And obviously, we know what his legacy is. So, great point. Jocelyn, there's a summit that you are a part of. Would you like to expound on that?
Sure. It's coming up not till October 16th, 17th, 18th, and it's a Women's Wealth Summit. I don't have a ton of details because I actually just signed up this morning, but I will be speaking in there. I'll be one of the keynote speakers, and I will be speaking on strategy. So if anyone is interested in learning, how to invest in wealth from a strategy perspective, how to build their wealth, that'd be a great space for them to attend. And I'll start sending out more details as they come my way.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that I learned about you, is that when it comes to strategy, when it comes to team building, that whole aspect, that is definitely your strong suit. You have tremendous leadership skills, and just, you're one of those individuals that you can take something that's so super duper complex that I'll be like, okay, and immediately you'll just make it simple. And I remember I used to just look at you and I'd be like, how did she do that? And that's just a gift and a skill set. That's absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Indeed. What is your expectations for this conference and summit? What are you looking to get out of it? What can people expect? Because I know you just touched on, basically the theme of it, but what can people expect by attending for that 3 day?
So it's a mix. So the summit is not just wealth, or sorry, it's all wealth, but it's not just strategy. It's spiritual as well. So there'll be different leaders who will speak in terms of yoga, so making sure your body's in alignment spiritually, that you're where you need to be and doing what you need to be. And then there's someone who's more my style, which is strategy to put in. Okay, if this is what you want, here are some steps to get you there and to get you started. So I'm really excited for it because I love what I'm looking to get out of it is to help. Again, my goal is to encourage and help as many people as possible in this world while I'm still in it. And I want to do that by helping them build their wealth so they can do whatever it is they want, especially live a life they love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, for all those that's just in attendance, if you're hopping on the live or catch us on the replay, welcome to another episode here of Transformation Greatness along with SBN, the Small Business Network podcast. Happy Labor Day to everyone. Once again, we are speaking with our very special guest here, Jesslyn and Brian Pearson. I almost forgot your name. Look at it. That's messed up. And we're talking about wealth strategy, wellness, overall, just a little bit of everything. What are some of your latest projects that you two are actually working on that people can expect or hear about?
Yeah, so the latest one is Life by Design. It's our couples program for couples and wealth, and we launched in January, getting our social media out there, getting all the feelers out there to see really what couples are looking for. We know what we experienced, and now we have our first few clients through the gate, and we're tailoring it to basically supercharge couples and increase their wealth in the ways that are meaningful to them.
Yeah, and we have our podcast. So that's on any platform. People can go find it on Spotify, Apple. It's out there. And it's not, like we mentioned earlier, it's not just strategies. It's a lot of mindset as well. So if you're interested or you want to just start out with some free resources, go find our podcast, Discover Life by Design. Or sorry, Life by Design is the actual podcast name. Yeah. And we have, I think, about 20 episodes already launched. We launch one every 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, we're building up. We ideally like to get to one a week, but right now we're doing one every 2 weeks. So that is definitely something that's a free resource. You can go to our website. We have a wealth guide that is free download to anyone who's interested on our website, which is discoverlifebydesign.ca. And then I myself am also looking, I'm bringing him in where I can, but with 2 little ones, we need to balance that workload. But I'm also starting to get on a lot more podcasts as guests and on stages, not just virtually, but live across the United States and Canada and globally, just to start spreading the word and just helping as many people as possible.
Most certainly. And I know as far as with myself, I'm definitely going to do the best I can just to go ahead and just let everybody know as far as my audience, more so about you, sharing it on the social media handles. And so, yeah, this is going to be a real treat. And I'm looking forward to see on where this lands within the next year to 3 years, which, by the way, speaking of which, what is your guys' goal for year 1 to 3? Where are you looking to see Discover Life by Design go?
So, no, that's a great question. I plan on hitting a lot more stages as that allows for. And ideally, my goal is to bring my family traveling with me as I'm on stages, because as coaches, we're virtual. We can coach from anywhere. So we're not limited to our space here. And we want to actually be full-time coaching couples and speaking, doing workshops. And one of my dreams is to eventually have retreats for couples.
Ooh.
Yep.
Nice. I got a question, because I know as far as with your brand and your coaching program is mostly catered towards couples, but can singles take advantage of that?
Yeah. So part of our teaching inside of the couples course is actually born out of some training that we had some of the world's thought leaders here in Canada and in the United States.
Yeah.
And so it's actually very translatable to couples, to couples and to singles. If a man or a woman wants to come in and get their wealth mindset on fire a little bit better,
Yeah.
then they can come and work with us in that sense too.
Yeah.
That sounds very interesting. Very interesting. You got my attention. Do you guys have any questions for me? Because I know I've been asking a lot of questions, but do you have any for me?
Sure. What got you into the business of transformation greatness?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm gonna try to make it very, very short here. What really got me into this is through divine intervention, because this wasn't something that I wanted to do per se, but because due to where I was at in life, honestly, and I can be transparent about this, I was at a very dark place, emotionally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, every which way. I was pretty much bankrupt. And so it was one of those crossroads in my life in which I was in. And to kind of speed up the process, this was actually download into me by the creator. And he has given me the ability to communicate, to be able to connect with individuals, to speak life into individuals. And so thus transformation greatness was actually birthed out of desperation. And I truly believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that this saved my life.
Yeah.
I can pretty much say that with conviction. And with that, I've just been growing on Brian and Jesselyn, and it's just been a beautiful journey. And yet I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
I'm just getting started. And yeah, I just absolutely love it.
Isn't that interesting? Hey, how coming through the fire creates that for you. Yeah, because that's exactly what happened to us. We almost got divorced a couple of times in the past. We almost went broke as well. And out of all that came who we are today and what we're capable of sharing with other people now. So it's really interesting how that affects you.
Yeah.
It does. Which comes to mind, I do have a question, because you guys have been entrepreneurs now for quite a while.
Mhm.
What has been, and you actually alluded, to it, but I guess if there's another couple that's watching this and they're like, man, I would love to do as far as on what they're doing, right? They have a family, they have their business, but they also making sure they have their family work-life balance in order. And I would love to do that, but I know it's going to be a lot of challenges, a lot of different things like that. Maybe you can share with the listening audience, what were some of your guys' challenges as being entrepreneurs, and how did you overcome those challenges to become the celebrities that you are in Canada?
I definitely probably have a few, but I think one of our biggest challenges, as a married couple, as well as entrepreneurs working together and investing in real estate, was communication. We did not communicate well.
Okay.
And that took some years of trial and error, self-development, and learning to really get over that hurdle of, some of it comes from upbringing, how you're raised, right?
Correct.
I was not a big talker. So I didn't ask for a lot. I didn't ask for help. I didn't ask for support. And a lot of that just crumbled me, right? And it didn't help with him. He couldn't help me because he didn't know what I needed.
No.
Right. And so it took that, I think, was a big part. I think another part was getting comfortable with who I am in this household and knowing that it was okay to push him. So we are where we are because of both of us, but there are some big, bold moves I made on his behalf and pushed him over the edge and said, you're doing this. And begrudgingly at first, he was like, and then he went and did it and just fell in love with it. and that grew him as a person, which helped grow our family.
And I think that's an issue in a lot of marriages, is that the woman wants to sort of have the traditional role, or maybe doesn't want to, but like falls into the traditional role.
Right, correct.
And now she believes that it's not her responsibility to push her husband to greater heights. But every super successful couple that we encounter always has some combination of that. So we made it a rule within our relationship that it is our responsibility to push the other person.
Yeah.
It's not like a nice to have. It is literally my responsibility is to make sure that she's the largest person that she can be, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And I think that gets really offensive for most couples.
Right.
It's like, well, why do I need to be better? Why do I need to be more than who I am? It's like, well, because I can see who you are, and I can see that you're bigger than who you believe you to be.
And also, I want to add in there, like, sometimes it might be like, well, I shouldn't have to tell you to do that. You should just know, right?
Yeah.
But there's
telepathy, yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to
yeah,
that.
I
Yeah,
can't see it.
yeah.
But he's right. And I think a lot of the times females are naturally more relational and more intuitive, and we can see things. Like I'm a visionary, and I can see his potential. I could see it before. I could see, but I was too scared to say anything because I was like, well, he should know, or he'll figure it out. But that's not who he is as a person. And so I just learned that I can see it. And once I learned how to communicate, that was the hard part to him, that I see this great person in him.
Right.
He can be a bigger, better version of himself. Here's what he needs to do. And then once he understood that, and I'm not talking days, this took some years of trial and error. Now it's just a trust. When I say, honey, I think you need to try this, or you need to attend this, he's like, okay, where do I sign up? Whereas before it'd be a begrudging kind of fight, like, why do I need to do that? What's wrong with me? Whereas now he's like, I know that's going to grow me as a person and then grow our family. I'm in. It's a mindset shift.
Man, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Man, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that was actually gold. And if I were you, I would rewind this, if you will, and really, really catch that and really take heed to that. I want to say hello to a few people that's in attendance. So we have here Phyllis Ramey in the house, aka Pastor P. Welcome to the show. We have here Jose in the house. What's going on, brother? Welcome. And we have here Sharif. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, cousin? Welcome to the show. Guys, by the way, if any of this resonates with you, if you find it to be of great value, please feel free to go ahead and place in the comment section, and make sure that you follow these two celebrities in Canada, because I'm telling you, they're celebrities in Canada, but give it a few more moments that they're going to be truly household names. And which, by the way, Justin and Brian, if people wanted to get a hold of you guys, how can they get a hold of you?
Go to our website, discoverlifebydesign.ca. All our social media handles are Discover Life by Design. You can find us on all of them: LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Also, of course, our podcast, a great free resource. Go ahead and listen. We're on all platforms.
Can you put that in the comment section one of you guys, by any chance? Cool. And last but not least, just the last question, and then I'll let you guys go. Which, by the way, I appreciate you so much. This was so long overdue, and so this is truly a blessing. There's going to be individuals that's watching us on this Labor Day, and they're going to be like, you know what? This is great. This is fantastic. Man, it's just a beautiful thing, and I just love everything that they're doing. And they're going to want to do everything they can to support you, whether through sponsorship, whether through advertising, etc. But then there's always others that's going to watch this, and they're going to say, man, I would love to do that, but you know what? I got so much going on. I mean, they just look like the perfect couple. I mean, she's Barbie, he's Ken, for crying out loud. I mean, the kids is all in great order. I just got things that's just in a mess, and I don't know. My husband may not be on board. My wife may not be on board. And I've got so much. I don't know, man. Like, maybe one day. I know it won't be this year because I got X, Y, and Z, and I got this, and I got that. I'm pretty sure you guys came across people like that.
Oh yeah.
I would like for you, and I'm gonna put you guys on solo camera. I would like for you guys for at least 5 minutes, or take as long as you like. I want you to speak to that person, whether they were in person or either on Zoom. What would you say to that individual that's coming to you with all those self-limited beliefs and they actually think that it's actually true? I want you guys to take it away. You got 5 minutes. You can take as long as you like.
Sure.
There you go.
So the first thing I'd say to that person is, we were there.
Yes.
Yeah, we were there. We had all those same self-limiting beliefs. We were overwhelmed. I mean, Jess burnt out from a job, had to pretty well spend 3 months in bed because she was so sick. I was a miserable human being from another job. So if you think you're in that position, understand that we were there at some point too. And if there is a way, probably one of the biggest mistakes that we made is that you need somebody in your life to show you the way, because otherwise you're going to have to go through what we went through. You're going to have to get sick from burnout. You're going to have to be frustrated at your kids. You're going to have to nearly go broke and have all those experiences, or get someone in your life that can accelerate you past all that and make sure that you don't have to experience that. Or if you do, you get to experience it on your own terms. You get to choose how you get to experience it rather than it just happening to you.
Yeah. And I'd like to add in there that you are perfect exactly as you are. You don't need to fix yourself. You don't need to change. You deserve, and the world is yours. You can have whatever you want. The only thing stopping you is you. It took me a long time to learn that I was the only one in my way. I can have anything I dreamed of, and once you put it out there, whether you believe in manifesting or not, the universe, they will co-conspire to help you have whatever it is you dream of. As my husband alluded to, absolutely find a mentor, a coach, someone who could help accelerate that path. That is one thing we wish we'd had. We understand we didn't. Yep. But if we'd had a coach to help us accelerate, we know we'd be so much further by now than having done the whole path on our own for years. So always we say, take it one step at a time, small bites. If you look at it like this, it's overwhelming and we crumble. So Joe, pick one thing that you could do today and put it into action, whether that's just making a decision. This is what I want, and write it down somewhere. And then maybe tomorrow you break down what that looks like into little bitty pieces of what you want, how to break that goal into little tasks and little actions. That might be sending out an email, asking someone for help, might be researching what it is you're looking to accomplish, whether that's building your wealth, becoming an entrepreneur, strengthening your marriage. There are so many online free resources, from podcasts to Google to audiobooks, libraries. So we always encourage people to start there if money is an issue. And then,
networking groups. If money is an issue, lots of free networking groups out there. So on top of books and podcasts and everything, having someone in your life, where humans are naturally social creatures, a book doesn't give you the same kind of connection that being in a group of people who are already doing what you want to do is going to give you. That's what changed one of the core fundamentals of what we're doing in real estate for me. I was doing the management. We had a real estate goal, and then I was getting completely maxed out and burnt out from how much work it was costing me personally. And then we found a networking group where there was a whole bunch of like-minded individuals, but were numerous steps beyond us. And as soon as I got into that room and I went, oh, wait, like they're human too. They were where I was. I can get to where they are. All of a sudden, all the problems that I had and all the burnout and all the frustration went away. And it was like a whole new path opened up. And all of a sudden I was like on fire and burning again. So we strongly encourage ourselves, and we strongly encourage you to get in amongst people who are already where you want to be. Because if there's one thing I know, people who are on a path of greatness are always willing to bring other people up with them.
Yes.
So you don't have to be shy and think you're wasting their time. You don't have to think that they're not going to be able to help you. They will help you in any way they can.
Absolutely. Find your community.
Mm-hmm.
They are there to support you. I know I've been a part of many, from real estate rooms to entrepreneurial rooms to just women supporting other women to moms rooms with my littles. They're all on a path that you want to be on, and they're there to support you. And there's a lot of love there. They will help you. And if you're doing this with your partner, which we always encourage, share it.
Mm-hmm.
Share what you want with your partner and get your partner engaged with the conversation and with your goals, and make it a team effort. And then you can be each other's cheerleaders.
Absolutely, yeah. Anything else you got on encouraging other people? I think that's
a
really
good start.
Yeah, that's a big start. Yeah.
You know what? That was excellent. That was really, really excellent. Some great tips as well. I hope that, ladies and gentlemen, you learned something from this dynamic couple. These are individuals that they don't just talk the talk, but they walk it as well. As you have heard, they definitely have had their challenges. They done had their setbacks. They have overcome adversities. And these are people that you want to really follow and emulate, because you can learn first and foremost. But secondly, they're real people. They're truly authentic. And if you want to learn it, I highly recommend get a mentor, get a coach. They will be great for you. But again, it is totally your decision. One last thing, because I'm definitely going to let you guys go, because I know you guys are busy. I've been noticing as far as the pictures that you have, and I've been trying to read the statements in the back.
Oh, these?
Can you share those? Because that's been grabbing my attention the whole entire time we have been on here.
Absolutely. So this bottom one says, be strong when you are weak, brave when you are scared, and humble when you are victorious. The top one says, good things come to those who wait, but the best things come to those who do.
That's right.
Top right there, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And then the bottom one, the pain you feel today is the strength you feel tomorrow.
100%.
There it is. It is. Guys, this has been a very special episode here on Labor Day here in the States. I want to thank our very special guests here, Jesselyn and Brian Pearson from Discover Life by Design .ca. I'm sorry, that's actually their website, but it's Discover Life by Design. Please make sure that you're following them and check in the comments section as well. I've also put their website as well. So if you are interested in and if you resonate with it, by all means, get in contact with them as well. Ask questions, guys. Don't be afraid. I can tell you this much. I'm like you guys as well. If I would have got a mentor and a coach when I first started in the industry, I know I'll be way ahead than where I am now. But you know what? It's one of those things, hard head makes us all booty, as they say, right? So I've definitely learned. So guys, there it is. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we're going to end this segment like we do all of our others over here. And if what we stated over here either motivated, transformed, or inspired at least one person, and may God be the glory, and we take no credit for absolutely none of it. Until then, you're all amazing. Thank you for hanging out with us on this Monday. By His grace and mercy, look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Peace and love, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.